Bonjour à tous et à toutes. J'espère que vous allez bien. Nous sommes heureux de vous accueillir à votre 11e édition du Forum Fintech Montréal. La Fintech connaît, comme vous le savez, un essor impressionnant à travers le monde. Nous allons découvrir ensemble ces avancées qui transforment notre quotidien au cours des 2 prochains jours. Cette année encore, nous sommes très fiers. Nous avons été en mesure de réunir plus de 70 conférenciers, des experts reconnus, des visionnaires, des entrepreneurs audacieux qui vont vous entretenir sur ce qui façonne, mais aussi ce qui façonnera l'avenir de la finance. Vous savez, un forum comme ça, c'est beaucoup d'énergie et beaucoup de temps. Donc, je tiens vraiment à remercier tous ceux et celles qui se sont impliqués au cours de la dernière année, notre comité Fintech, les membres de notre comité organisateur, l'équipe de portage qui est notre partenaire principal, mais aussi mes collègues de Finance Montréal. Je tiens vraiment à tous les remercier. Lors du forum, découvrez, apprenez, partagez des idées et réseautez. Ce qui fait réellement l'ADN du Forum Fintech Montréal, c'est vraiment non pas la technologie, mais l'humain. Profitez-en pour créer des nouvelles relations. Un mot sur votre station Fintech qu'on peut apercevoir d'ici à votre gauche. Vous savez comment ça me tient à cœur? Bien, la station Fintech, elle a plus de 4 ans. Nous sommes maintenant le plus important hub Fintech au Canada, avec ses 35 startups et nos programmes. Et j'ai bien dit votre station Fintech, puisque c'est la station Fintech des 58 membres de Finance Montréal. Ce qui nous intéresse au cours des 2 prochains jours, nous, l'équipe de Finance Montréal, c'est venez à notre rencontre. Nous avons aussi un kiosque en bas. Et ce qui nous intéresse, sincèrement, c'est de connaître vos besoins et vos idées. Parce qu'on souhaite, c'est créer la nouvelle initiative pour propulser Montréal au niveau de l'écosystème financier. Pardon. The forum welcomes people around the world, create strong relations with other fintech hubs, learn from each other. Sharing best practice allows us to move forward and create partnership to help our local fintech. We are delighted today to welcome a delegation from New Jersey, which share these objectives. It is a great pleasure to have with us the Governor of New Jersey, Mr. Phil Murphy, who worked for many years in the financial sector and who is committed to the development of fintech. He will share with us a really good news. Governor Murphy, welcome to Montreal. Thanks for being with us. Bon forum à tous.
Bonjour, mesdames et messieurs. I was asking backstage if I could use the only 2 words I remember from my French class, zut à droit. But I don't think that's appropriate today. I want to thank the Vice President of FinTech and Innovation Technologies at Finance Montréal, Sebastian Boisjoly, for that very generous introduction. Merci, Sebastian. I also want to thank the Honorary President of the Canada FinTech Forum, a recovering Goldman Sachs banker like myself, Paul Desmarais, along with the Forum CEO, Jacques Deforges, and their entire team for inviting me to join you this morning. I also want to give Dave Henderson at CGI a shout out. I'm a former diplomat. I was the United States ambassador in Germany, so I want to acknowledge my diplomatic colleagues. I bring greetings from Consul General Robert Saunders here in Montreal. We have Pam Ward, Pam, stand up and take a bow, one of the most senior commercial officers anywhere on the planet, in from Embassy Ottawa. I also want to acknowledge Wes Matthews and Tim Crouch from Choose, New Jersey, and also in front of me, Mike Only in America, Reagan from CGI. I also want to acknowledge the First Lady of the great state of New Jersey. Ask her to stand up and take a bow. Tammy Murphy is with us. So it is an honor to be here at the Fairmont Queen Elizabeth Hotel to kick off the first day of this year's conference, and I mean that because this morning we are not only coming together to explore the profound potential for finance and technology, we're also gathered in a building that is rich with history. And by the way, this is my first time in Montreal. So I'm luxuriating in this experience. I want you to know that. We also have Tim Sullivan, who's the CEO of the Economic Development Authority, with us today, and Eric Brophy, who works with me and oversees all of our economic affairs. Over the years, this hotel has hosted multiple heads of state, you know better than I, from President Charles de Gaulle to President Jimmy Carter. It's also the building where John Lennon and Yoko Ono recorded their anti-war anthem, Give Peace a Chance, an anthem that is sadly as relevant today as it was then. And this morning, this location will once again be the backdrop for another historic moment as New Jersey and Quebec come together to launch a thrilling new partnership. In a few minutes after I step off this stage, I will have the honor of witnessing the signing of a memorandum of understanding that will bring together, on the one hand, Finance Montréal, the financial nerve center of Quebec, and on the other hand, the Stevens Institute of Technology, one of New Jersey's premier institutions of higher learning and specifically a trailblazer in the realm of fintech. With this memorandum of understanding, Finance Montréal and Stevens Institute of Technology will form a new international bond that will allow innovators and industry leaders here in Quebec to collaborate with their counterparts down in the Great Garden State. And together, we will incubate new groundbreaking financial tools and technologies and create a new generation of opportunities for entrepreneurs and workers on both sides of the border. And if you ask me, this proud new partnership is being created at the absolute perfect moment. Today, the world of technology is at a turning point. With every passing day, we see new realms of innovation, from generative AI to quantum computing and everything in between, and all of it evolving at a breakneck pace. And disruption is increasingly becoming our new norm. So at this pivotal moment in world history, New Jersey and Quebec, as well as Canada, I might add more broadly, our number one trading partner with New Jersey by far, we all collectively have a golden opportunity to unite together and harness our shared strategic advantages to build a better, more sustainable, and more prosperous planet for all. Now, why exactly are New Jersey and Quebec the ideal partners to lead this effort? Well, for one, we are both home to some of the most talented and highly educated workers in the world. Your province, as well as our state, attract brilliant change makers from every corner of the globe and bring them together to discover new possibilities. In a similar vein, both Quebec and New Jersey are located at the heart of our nation's financial systems. And for New Jersey's part, we are a hub for some of the most formidable names in finance, like Prudential Financial, whose world headquarters is in New Jersey, Barclays, with a campus of many thousands, ADP, JP Morgan, that has many thousands in Jersey City, BNY Mellon, Fiserv. I could probably name many more. And moreover, if that weren't enough, our state is also a home away from home for some of Canada's largest institutions in both IT and in finance, namely CGI, RBC, TD Bank, and others. It's an interesting observation. Again, I'm a recovering banker who worked in New York, Europe, Asia, and then back in New York with global responsibilities. For decades, the so-called front office of these big banks have been in Manhattan, but the middle and back offices have been in New Jersey. So therefore, in our case, fintech is a natural spin-off from that reality, and we're taking advantage of it. And if that weren't enough, in both Quebec and New Jersey, we've also developed two of the most coveted innovation ecosystems in the entire planet, stretching well beyond just fintech, ecosystems that we have painstakingly cultivated for generations. Here in Quebec, you have a long bedrock of revolutionary innovation, from the discovery of radon at McGill University to the creation of the world's first plate of poutine. Your province's innovators have changed the game time and again. And that is a proud legacy of innovation that we share with you. In New Jersey, In fact, much of the modern world was invented right in our backyard. We are the birthplace of, among other things, the light bulb, the transistor, the motion picture industry, and the list goes on. So now, in 2024, New Jersey and Quebec have a chance to draw from our shared innovation legacies and unite together in support of our shared values. With partnerships like this one that we are celebrating this morning between Finance Montréal and the Stevens Institute of Technology, we can pioneer a new century of discovery and prosperity all across the globe. And frankly, this is not just about seizing an economic opportunity for our workers and entrepreneurs. It is about upholding our responsibility to future generations as well. At a moment when the world has been jolted by disruptions, from inflation to supply chain issues to climate change to two full-on wars, we must chart a better path forward. And in the face of a world in peril, it is imperative that allies like the United States and Canada, and we have no better ally than Canada, I say with complete conviction, it's important that we strengthen our bonds of partnership and work together to build a more sustainable and peaceful future. For generations, the friendship between our two nations has already been a foundation for growth, peace, and hope. And I mentioned I was a former U.S. ambassador. There was no closer mission to ours, no closer personal connection, no more shared values than with the Canadians in Berlin, and that's the case here and around the world. And as two global leaders in both finance and innovation, which also happens to be located in very close proximity to one another, New Jersey and Quebec can write the next chapter in the story of Canada's alliance with America. We can embrace the spirit of collaborative innovation to reshape the worlds of finance and technology, and by doing so, and in that process, lift up generations of working families. And it is exactly this spirit of collaborative innovation that has defined our administration in New Jersey since the very beginning. We've been in office since January of 2018, so coming up on 7 years. And over the past almost 7 years, we have made monumental progress in bringing together titans of industry, investors, entrepreneurs, students, researchers, and other partners to rekindle the flame of innovation in our state. As part of this mission, we launched a first-in-the-nation Innovation Evergreen Fund, which has invested tens of millions of dollars into New Jersey's emerging visionaries so they can pioneer the discoveries of tomorrow right at home. And in that same spirit, we've also attracted a record high amount of venture capital funding to the Garden State. Just last month, we were ranked the third most popular state in America for venture capital investment, behind only New York and California, and they're a lot bigger than we are. And at the same time, we've also launched a number of strategic innovation centers up and down New Jersey that will enable our state's top minds to lead the world in cutting-edge industries like clean energy, digital health, generative artificial intelligence, and of course, fintech. We're not here to talk necessarily about generative AI, but we're launching an innovation hub in partnership with Princeton University, arguably one of the great universities of the world, focused specifically on generative artificial intelligence. But back to fintech, I want to mention one of our state's newest strategic innovation centers, which we announced earlier this year, as it is particularly relevant to the memorandum of understanding we will be celebrating this morning. It is called the New Jersey Fintech Accelerator at Stevens Institute of Technology, or simply called NJ FAST, thank God. And it is New Jersey's first ever accelerator explicitly focused on fintech. So with NJ FAST, we have created a new partnership among International Icon and Innovation Plug and Play Tech Center, which is the global leader in the field of accelerators. and the Stevens Institute of Technology. Prudential Financial is in this, and our Economic Development Authority is in it in a big way. And we think that is the perfect home of a dedicated fintech accelerator. For years, the students and faculty at Stevens have stood at the forefront of finance and technology, so this is not new to them. Just recently, in fact, the school launched the world's first fintech research center to ever receive funding from the National Science Foundation, the Center for Research toward Advancing Financial Technologies. And with this center, Stevens is now leading collaborative research on everything from DeFi to AI-enabled finance to quantum finance and everything in between. So now looking ahead with the new partnership between Finance Montréal and the Stevens Institute of Technology, we have a chance to apply the same spirit of collaborative innovation to New Jersey's longstanding partnership with Quebec. And let me tell you, as I mentioned, I'm a recovering banker who worked in the financial industry around the world for over 20 years. When it comes to innovation, collaboration is the best recipe for success. Because while I know that there are some out there who disagree and prefer the go-it-alone strategy, in my experience, that road often leads to a dead end. And the fact is, when it comes to an emerging industry like fintech, or equally so like generative artificial intelligence, the future has largely yet to be written. And there is nobody who could say for certain what that future looks like. So in order to pave the most advantageous path forward for any emerging industry, you need to bring together all of the major players who have a stake in that industry's future. In this case, VCs, institutions of higher learning, entrepreneurs, public officials, regulators, researchers, workers, you name it. Because by aligning our strengths while also being sober-eyed, I might add, about potential vulnerabilities, we can work together to build a robust foundation for innovation that can weather any storm. And by standing united, we collectively have the power to shape the future rather than allowing the future to shape us. And at the end of the day, this is what cultivating an innovation ecosystem is all about. Building a self-sustaining environment in which each individual actor thrives because they have the ability to lean on the wisdom and insights of other actors. And as the ecosystem grows bigger, as it inevitably will, and becomes more vibrant, we could create more opportunities for new entrants to join as well. So everybody, whether you're a displaced worker or you're a first-time entrepreneur, everyone can benefit from our shared growth. This is the innovation strategy that has guided New Jersey's approach to not only fintech, but to every emerging realm of innovation. Because when we think about the future of clean energy or generative AI or other fields, certainly fintech, we are not motivated by the potential for short-term profit. We're motivated by the potential to improve the lives of billions across the globe and to have a sustainable ecosystem that ultimately yields huge benefits for our residents. In New Jersey, we see a future where our students and researchers work at the cutting edge of innovation to discover things like new cures for debilitating diseases or new solutions for combating climate change, and yes, new tools for democratizing finance. In the Garden State, as we are known, we are driven by a passion for redefining what is possible and for building a world that is brimming with opportunity, not just for some, but for all. Because in the words of Albert Einstein, who we claim as an honorary New Jerseyan, thanks to his years of service at the Institute for Advanced Studies in Princeton, New Jersey, Dr. Einstein said, and I quote him, "The true sign of intelligence is not knowledge, but imagination." Well, in New Jersey, we thrive on imagining the potential for the emerging industries that have only begun to reshape our world. We thrive on imagining how innovations in finance and generative AI can be harnessed to create opportunities for our workers and position our students and startups to lead the future. And of course, we thrive on imagining all of the breakthroughs we can make possible alongside you, our partners in Quebec, and all across Canada. So on behalf of our entire delegation, which includes, among other things, 7 institutions of higher education, including both Stevens Institute of Technology and Princeton, among others. So on behalf of that entire delegation and our entire state, I hope today's Memorandum of Understanding is the first of only many new partnerships to come, and I invite you all to come visit New Jersey soon. We are open for business. Thank you. Merci beaucoup.
Governor Murphy, welcome to Montreal, and thank you for this announcement, which makes us very proud. In fact, one could think that because New Jersey and Quebec are so close geographically, that we are in competition. But in fact, this is the contrary, as you said. I agree with you that in innovation, collaboration is absolutely key. Actually, someone said, if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. At Finance Montreal, this is at the very close core of our DNA. We certainly want to go far, and we believe that our ecosystems and our startups can benefit from our proximity. So we are very much looking forward to developing programs and knowledge that will contribute to propelling our startups even faster. And so it's an honor to sign today this MOU between Finance Montreal and the Stevens Institute of Technology in a few minutes. Now, I don't want to take too much of your time, so let me switch to French right now. Bonjour à tous. Vraiment un grand bonheur de vous retrouver pour cette 11e édition du Forum Fintech Canada. Je souhaite souligner la présence, je ne sais pas s'il est là, en tout cas dans le délégué du Québec à New York, David Brulotte. Je ne sais pas si tu es dans la salle, David. En tout cas, bienvenue. Le fait d'avoir délégué du Québec aussi, ça veut nous dire qu'on fait des choses quand même très, très bien chez Finance Montréal et on est très heureux de collaborer avec la délégation du Québec à New York. Bienvenue au Forum. Sébastien vous a déjà parlé de l'importance de cet événement pour le développement de l'industrie, donc il ne me reste plus qu'à vous souhaiter un excellent forum pendant les 2 prochains jours, de remercier encore une fois tous les partenaires et un petit mot aussi à la fantastique équipe de Finance Montréal que vous allez côtoyer pendant les 2 prochains jours. Vous n'avez pas idée à quel point ils travaillent fort pour vous offrir un événement de qualité. Et sans nos commanditaires et sans nos équipes et nos membres, ce forum n'existerait tout simplement pas. Donc, bon forum. Merci beaucoup.
All right. Well, merci, bonjour. And that's about it for my dual language remarks here. So as mentioned, my name is Dave Henderson. I'm the president of Intelligent Solutions and Innovation for CGI. And that is a long way of saying that I look after both our AI strategy and our intellectual products. And so CGI, as you know, or maybe many of you know, because I look out in the crowd here and I see a number of my colleagues, I see a lot of our clients, and I see a lot of our competitors as well. And but we produce and we develop a number of solutions that we bring to market that we implement for our clients and then run. And so CGI is a global company. We're about 90,000, 95,000 strong globally. We're headquartered just right down the street here in Montreal. We're happy to be hosting the governor here shortly to sign the MOU. And so, but with that, I wanted to just have a few remarks to kick off the day. By looking at all of you, I think the governor's inspiring words around collaboration and innovation couldn't be more present than here today. Because I think we're all coming together here to move the industry forward. The challenges that we're facing in terms of really modernizing legacy systems and bringing some of the value from AI to the business is a big one. And so as I look across the company, I have a global role, so I get to see what's happening around the world. And it is, it's truly, A, astonishing, but B, it's a big task. There's a lot of work that needs to be done. What we're seeing from an AI perspective right now is that, while the bubble is not bursting, the hype wave is starting to come down a little bit. And I think many of you, your investors, your stockholders, your shareholders, are asking the question, well, what's the ROI? Where are we going to get the ROI out of these solutions? And that is really where we're focused as a company, is really the practical application of AI and generative AI into our solutions as a way to bring that automation, efficiency, the intelligence to our products and to our clients. So it's I think an area where I think we're really focused right now. In terms of kind of the other theme of around enterprise infrastructure and around that modernization effort, we do have tremendous opportunities there. We have been developing a platform we call Pulse AI, and that is our global platform for delivering AI technology, not just generative AI, but across the spectrum of AI that many of us have been using, developing, and advancing for decades. But now with the advent of generative AI, it has really increased the interest and focus and investment in AI in general, but also in generative AI. We survey our clients globally about what are the trends, where are they making investments, what are they looking to accomplish with those investments. And what we've seen is AI is the #1 investment topic across all of our financial services clients. And so it's the majority of our financial services clients. So it's something we're focused on as well. We are seeing, I think, large gains in the back office. When we start to look at that modernization effort, generative AI has really shown us some tremendous productivity improvements in terms of how we're able to take legacy systems, and which I think a lot of the banking clients here know are a difficult one. And I think as the fintechs that are in the room, right, I think your job is to help us innovate, help the industry innovate, and bring those ideas forward so that we can accelerate how we're going to continue to transform those legacy systems and those legacy operations. Because the final point I'll make here before I kick it off for the day is that we can bring all the technology we want to the table. But if we don't understand how an organization needs to transform in order to take advantage of that technology, it's a waste. What you see is a lot of failed projects. It's been that way for a long time, not just with AI, but we're seeing it right now because people shot out of the gate with AI, generative AI, and said, hey, wait a minute, this isn't the easy button we thought it was going to be. This isn't, I press the button and I get massive amounts of productivity improvement. In fact, it's a little expensive. So we need to maybe take a step back and see how do we want to spend that money and how do we want to invest those dollars in more of an ROI-driven way. And again, I think that's going to be a big topic today as you all go through the agenda. So, today's panels are going to explore AI integration, developing Gen AI applications in financial services, strategies for building an agile workforce, which is very important, fintech partnerships, and the transformative impact of AI on investment and decision making. And we're seeing that impact, again, across all of our lines of business, but certainly especially in financial services and in the financial industry. So with that, I wish everyone a productive and inspiring day, and let's go to work.